Cognitive interfaces. Prologue. Between the heartbeat and the word. The heart has its reasons, which reason knows nothing of. Blaise Pascal. This book is about the invisible layers that mediate between what we are and what we perceive ourselves to be. We call them cognitive interfaces, filters, translators, mental architectures that construct our experience of the world. But before we venture into that labyrinth of mirrors and maps, I want to talk about the heart, not as a worn-out metaphor for sentimentality, but as the first transmitter we ever know, and perhaps the most forgotten. Ancient civilizations intuited something that modern science is beginning to confirm. The heart is not merely a pump that moves blood. The Egyptians left it inside the mummy while discarding the brain. For them, it was the organ where the soul resided, the one that would be weighed against the feather of truth in the final judgment. The Greeks considered it the seat of passions. Not for nothing does the word courage derive from cor, Latin for heart. Alchemists saw it as the inner sun of the human being, the furnace where dense consciousness could be transmuted into luminous consciousness. These were not primitive superstitions. They were maps of an inner geography we are only beginning to chart. Contemporary research proves them right. The heart generates the body's most powerful electromagnetic field, 60 times more intense than the brain's in its electrical component, 5,000 times greater in its magnetic component. This field forms a torus around us that can extend several meters. Even more striking, the heart possesses its own nervous system, some 40,000 neurons that some scientists call the little brain of the heart, and it sends more information to the brain than it receives. It is not a subordinate following orders. It is an interlocutor constantly transmitting its own reading of reality. But there is something we frequently forget. Between the heart and the head lies the throat. Anatomically, it is the passage connecting both. Energetically, it is the channel where feeling becomes saying, where the heartbeat transforms into word. The throat is the bridge and the guardian that decides what from the heart gets expressed and what remains locked away. It is also the place where the mind can send a message downward, a simple calm down, before emotions overflow into words we didn't mean to say. This vertical axis, heart, throat, mind, is perhaps the most fundamental cognitive interface we possess. This is where these three centers connect with the central theme of this book. If cognitive interfaces are the filters through which we construct our experience, the heart-throat-mind axis is the primordial interface. When heart rhythm enters what researchers call coherence, an ordered harmonic pattern, the brain functions better, greater cognitive clarity, improved emotional regulation, more integrated decisions. When there is fluid communication among the three levels, the words leaving our mouth represent what we truly feel. When there is fragmentation, we say one thing while the heart beats another truth. But there is something more, something that connects directly to this book's perspective. Much of the personal development literature has turned the heart into a cliché. Follow your heart. Put your heart into what you do. Manifest from the heart. Phrases that sound good but disconnected from deeper understanding become empty formulas. Mental algorithms we repeat without integrating. Interfaces we install without comprehending. The problem is not the philosophy of the heart. The problem is incoherence. We can repeat positive affirmations while our heart transmits fear. We can visualize abundance while our nervous system is in survival mode. We can decree things with the throat while the heart knows we don't believe them. Authentic manifestation doesn't happen when we say the right words, but when there is correspondence between what we think, what we feel, and what we express. When the vertical axis functions in harmony. This book explores the multiple layers that separate us from ourselves and from the world. We will speak of bonds, of success, of emotions, of vigilance, of mental noise, of shadows, of silence. Each chapter is an immersion into a particular interface, an attempt to make visible what normally remains invisible. You will not find magic formulas here, nor promises of instant transformation. What you will find is an invitation to look closely at the mechanisms that construct your experience, and, in that looking, perhaps discover that you have more power than you imagined to reconfigure them. I wanted to begin with the heart, and with the throat that connects it to the mind, because it is a reminder that we are not just floating heads processing information. We are bodies that beat, that vibrate, that transmit signals, even while we sleep. In ancient Egypt, when the deceased's heart was weighed on the scale, what was measured was neither intelligence nor achievements, but inner truth. Had this person lived in coherence with what they truly were? Had their words represented what their heart felt? That question remains valid. Listen to your heart, they say, but first one must learn to listen. One must make enough silence to perceive its transmission. One must develop interoception, the ability to sense the body's internal signals, which in many of us has atrophied after decades of living exclusively in the head. And one must cultivate a throat that is a faithful bridge, not a wall or a broken gate, one that knows when to speak and when to remain silent, that translates the heartbeat into word without betraying it. The pages that follow are an invitation to explore your own cognitive interfaces, to recognize the filters you have installed without realizing it, to question the mental algorithms you run automatically, and perhaps, in that process, to discover that beneath all the layers of conditioning there is something that beats with its own truth, and a throat waiting to turn that truth into voice. Welcome to the labyrinth. Your heart already knows the way. Your task is to learn to listen to it, and to find the words to express what you hear.